guys. You can catch your breath for a second. I'm sitting here with these men that are part of the soundtrack of our lives, which is incredible. And now...
For those on the radio, you're sitting here with four sweaty men.
Four sweaty men. I mean, I'd have it no other way. But now we have a new member. Please welcome Jeff Goots.
Thank you.
So I wanna clear something up. You didn't just get hired to fill a role. What you've been doing is honoring a role, yes, but the energy that you are bringing to the table is next level. It is absolutely incredible.
Thank you. I'm really, thank you, sir. This whole thing came up, and you know, I'm here for these guys first, and then Scott, and then Chester, and then myself. So that's how my pecking order goes.
So what was it like to get asked to front one of the most iconic rock bands in history?
I'm still working on that reaction, to tell you the truth. Obviously, it goes beyond anything you can imagine. You work your whole life towards something without any guarantees, you know. So it took a lot of willpower for me to stay in that life, to make myself even available for this. But all those things led me to this, and they've all been a part of why I'm in the position I am now.
In your wildest dreams, as a kid, as a teenager, would you ever imagine that this is where you'd end up?
Not with this band, no. I mean, that's you can't imagine things like that. That's.
I didn't even imagine it. So.
So Robert and Dean, my loves, I've loved you for so long.
Love you too.
I know, we have a special bond. So Robert and Dean, there's so many different directions that you could have gone. You could have started another band, which you've done before. You could have gone solo. You could have cashed in your chips and retired in Bora Bora. But you've worked so hard emotionally, physically, and musically for this band, and you decided to stay as STP. So tell me about that choice.
Well, I think there's been a lot of things that have happened over the past couple of years, and you know, I think there's still STP music to be made. You know, I think we. You know, I mean, that's quite simply put. We don't feel like STP is going to be put in the closet. You know what I mean? There's still music to be made.
Damn right.
Yeah.
And we all know I'm out of the closet. So.
Dean, when it was time to look for a new singer, what was your approach? And tell us how you found Jeff.
I'm going to let Robert tell that story. It was Robert's fault.
All right, Robert. Everything's Robert's fault, by the way.
I know. And so is me. The younger brother. So. What was the question?
So how did you...
So
when it was time to find a new lead singer, where did you start looking and how did you find Jeff?
It's hard to concentrate when you feel like you're in a sauna. So excuse me. I didn't know the interview was coming after the show.
I was going to give you a breather.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
So how'd you find Jeff?
I find him very sexy, baby.
I think a lot of ladies in this room agree. Ladies, don't you have husbands here next to you? Behave. So you found him. I know that had you seen him on TV? Had you heard a tape?
No, I did not see him on TV. I heard about him through a friend of his when I played up in Detroit with a thing called the Hollywood Vampires. And we were at the, what's the name of that place? The old, what do they call it? Something different?
It'll always be Pine Knob.
Pine Knob. Playing Pine Knob, and a friend of his, he said, "Yeah, you still looking for a singer?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, I know this guy who's really good, and he's a swell feller. And so, you know, he was talking about Jeff. So Jeff wasn't one of the ones who tried out. We tried out about 20 people, and we got about 15,000 to 20,000 submissions that the three of us went through. And, you know, I've never been on the computer quite that long.
So he wasn't one of the ones who tried out, which means it was just meant to be.
Yeah.
You'll pay for that,
You
Jeffrey.
are so
You'll
special.
pay for that.
So a mutual dear friend of ours' birthday just passed, Mr. Chester Bennington. And Chester would always say in interviews all the time before he was even in his own band, all he ever wanted to do was be the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots. And it's cool because you guys were able to fulfill that for him. But just really quickly, tell us what it was like working with him.
Well, he was able to fulfill that for us too, you know, and he was a dear, sweet man that we miss terribly, every day.
Yeah, he was
And
a good
Scott
one.
too, both, you know, two amazing artists that are no longer with us. It's, you know, terrible.
That's right. So Eric, this band has been through some stuff, just some stuff.
A few things.
Just a few things. You've been high and low and sideways and upwards and downwards. Mostly high. Most normal people would have quit by now and said, you know, F it. I can't curse because there's children there, but they would have said F it, and they would have like either retired or whatever. But passionate, crazy people don't do that. What fuels the fire?
I think kind of what we just did up here tonight, or today. Yeah, it feels like night. It's dark.
Today, tonight, it's a dark room. It's all the same.
No.
He thinks he's in Cleveland tonight. He said tonight.
You guys...
I'm still in Montana, man. We just came in, so.
One thing I've noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed too, they played like this was the first time in the band. Like you had a smile that wouldn't stop, your energy, you having fun, you back there going, hello, hello, can we play another?
We do that every night. It's still that way. We still have the fun. We still have the love.
Let's
we still
talk.
have the passion for the music.
Thank you, by the way, because you made a lot of people happy. Let's talk about the new record. The new record, by the way, is self-titled. It's your second self-titled album. Was that on purpose? Is there a meaning behind that?
Well, you know what? It's it kind of just has to relate with more of the music and the cover itself. You know, you look at it, you see a butterfly, but if you really look at it, there's a lot more to it, and I think that's kind of the message that was being sent. I'll sign it in a minute. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of the message that's being sent, is that to look within the music, you know, look there. We don't need to put a title on it or call it, you know, whatever. We didn't want to screw that up, so.
Good answer. Oh, Dean?
The Stones took Metamorphosis.
Yeah, all right, good point. So they announced the Kaboo lineup yesterday, which is an incredible lineup. They're playing Robert Plant, Foo Fighters. You guys are gonna go on the road for a while, correct? Now they have Jeff. We had today 2 decades, 7 albums, 19 prestigious awards, including 4 Grammys. These guys are just getting started. Join me on your feet. Join me on your feet. On your feet, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Stone Temple Pilots. And you guys, thank you so much for spending your Friday with us. We really appreciate it. Get the new album. It's amazing. Have a great weekend. And again, ST